new jobs and no mysterious threats to get in our way!
No mysterious threats!
Hello and happy Halloween! Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 3, The Best Exotic Nanite Hotel is over, but we're just getting started here on Live Long and Podcast for this very spooky episode review. We're going to break it all down for you here. I'm Dave Mader, or am I Captain Picard? Who's to say? Or am I the captain of some small ship in a pocket alternate dimension? We'll have to find out. We're going to break this all down here. We're going to talk about this episode and give it a rating. I've got a great panel here to break it down. First, he's a mighty pirate. It's Davan Skelhorn, or what are you calling yourself tonight? And Anthema Panhandle. We can't hear you, by the way. Uh-oh. It was working before the show. Justin, tell them. We had this.
It was definitely
Anathema Panhandle.
There we go.
There we go.
Anathema Panhandle.
And with that segue, coming in for the first time on Lower Decks, it's Justin Velociraptor.
Hey, everybody. Happy to be here for Lower Decks. Stoked for this one.
Yes, like you're representing for the science division over there with the blues. Even got the comm badge.
Looking sharp.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Good.
I'm fully lower decked out.
Yeah, well, we're going to break this episode down. We're hoping to have Jessica Chan and Jaemeel Robinson with us tonight. Doesn't look like it's going to work out for Jessica. And Jaemeel's an unknown. He's a great mystery, but he's
so fickle.
He may appear. He may appear. So we're going to break down this episode. Of course, spoilers if you haven't seen episode 3 of this 5th season of Star Trek Lower Decks. We're going to break this all down for you. Let's jump in, guys, and talk about what we saw in this episode. So we arrive at a cruise ship. The Cerritos arrives at a cruise ship that is the same size as a moon. And so it's like, but I guess it can move. It's not just a stationary station or some kind. Many different environments and habitats in here. This was a very interesting concept to kind of just be thrown. It's not quite like a Ryza. It's something very different. What was your reaction to this, Davan? Just this kind of concept.
Well, I'm pretty curious about the underwater dry park myself.
Yes.
I want to go. I want to go to the underwater dry park. I admit it.
Yeah, well,
it's good concept. This is a good concept season, and this is a good concept episode. There's a bunch of good stuff here.
Yeah, like it's not like the most plot-driven or action-driven episode, although there is a little bit of that as well. But it's more it's a little bit of a quieter episode. Would you say, Justin? It's not necessarily.
Yeah, it's a bit lower key. There's a lot of throwbacks to some old TOS and some old TNG episodes that I enjoyed.
Yeah, me too. And so we see on this this resort, if you will, that there is this how do they describe this? This metal nanite
cluster.
Nanite cluster that has invaded the facility and is now eating anything metal. We see here that this server is scared by it, drops the tray, and that the metal goblets, I guess, that we're carrying some drinks are consumed by the silver skin, I suppose, if you will. And then back, we get a different shot here, and then back on the Cerritos, we find out that Tendi and them are going to be assigned to go clean up this pest problem that's emerging on there, and Tendi's very excited, as she's just happy to be back in her uniform again, back in the science division.
I'm so happy to be back scanning.
Yeah, exactly.
The Cerritos was actually sent on a mission rather than just like running into trouble or like doing a second contact or something. Like they actually have a mission to go solve. That doesn't happen a whole lot.
Jaemeel's reporting he's just finishing up with the trick-or-treaters. Hope he only had one group, though. So he should be...
We had lots here.
The other thing we notice here also in this opening scene is that Boimler's mustache has developed into more of some scruff. He's trying to become that alternate dimension Boimler that he met in the first episode, maybe. He's chasing that and trying to grow the beard. Maybe they always say when Riker got the beard on TNG, that's really when the show started to take off. And maybe he's going for the same thing here, Davan. You're also quiet again.
Lost you.
Whatever you're doing. Nope.
Probably my cat.
Oh,
but yeah, he's learning from William Boimler.
He's learning from William Boimler and William Riker, for that matter.
Yeah.
So they're all getting going here. But Boimler's not going on the mission. He's going to be going with Ransom and Billups on a side mission to go track down some admiral, which Mariner's making a little fun of him here. But then Ransom shows up winking. She makes fun of his winking. He's like, I like to wink and then give a great gaze. Always love me some Ransom.
Me too.
As they bid Boimler adieu, they said, "Okay, well, hey, good luck out there." And then as Mariner and the crew continue on their mission to go deal with the nanites, guess who shows up? Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Whatever Jennifer. That deserves a callback if I ever heard one.
You got one?
Oh yeah, I got it here somewhere.
What do you want, Jennifer?
Right. Well, she's Jennifer. They started off as enemies, became lovers, and now they may or may not be broken up.
Flubbers, if you will.
Flubbers, if you will.
Whatever they.
Right. So, but Mariner thought that this was kaputs, was over, and that is our teaser for the episode as they all beam down. Mariner doesn't know what the hell's going on. There's a little bit of awkwardness on this away team. And Jaemeel Robinson with us. Hello, Jaemeel.
Hello. I was waiting for the teaser to be over before I showed up. That's why.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's all formality here on the teaser. Yeah. We just got to get the premise out of the way as we get our title card for the episode. And welcome, sir. Good to have you here with us tonight. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you, gentlemen.
Yes.
Best day of the year.
Well, yes. It's not a bad day. So we get our title for the episode, The Best Exotic Nanite Hotel. Jaemeel, did you like this, conceptually as a science fiction idea, like this sort of resort cruise ship?
Okay, are you asking me, do I like the idea of a cruise ship resort place?
In space.
Why not?
Yeah. Well,
I just... Why not? It's like a cruise, but it's more self-sustaining in the grand scheme of things, as opposed to a planet. It can travel if there's danger or a situation occurs. It can move locations. I think it seems pretty practical and a long-term solution.
Well, hey, I don't disagree. So yeah, I was kind of intrigued by it as myself as well.
I can't imagine like a cruise ship though that it can go from port to port. Something that big and clunky surely can't fly into warp to go to different locations and do the whole cruise.
You think it only has sublight speeds,
or at least super slow warp, so you'd never be able to go anywhere. All the attractions got to be on that boat.
Right. It's probably more likely, that things come to it, but it's not a stationary station.
But Davan, what happens if the Nexus comes?
You fly straight into her butt.
Exactly.
Face first like a shark.
So after the teaser, we get into Boimler's story for this episode, which is him teaming up with Ransom and Billups. Of course, Ransom showing off the abs is in. They're going undercover. This is an undercover mission. Boimler very excited, and they
I love Jet in this episode, man.
Yeah. Okay, but I also love
Jet may be the best side character. Every time he's on the show, it's like they never waste him, man. Jet's always pretty hilarious.
He got his hands cut off in this one. But also Billups had his unique cover story about what his fake name would be.
I'm Gilbert Manhandle, literary dilettante with a gambling addiction.
Nobody's going to remember that. You can be Zandy Billups.
Fine, but I'm still a gambling addict.
I'm still a gambling addict.
I was a little disappointed. I wanted Hawaiian shirts, and I did not get Hawaiian shirts.
Are you from Hawaii?
Hawaii? You from Hawaii too?
Okay.
I wanted to see Quark in a swimsuit.
Yeah, we never quite got that either. Of course, then we see that Jet goes by, as Davan was alluding to, that he was like, watch out for Ransom. He uses the junior officers as sort of, I don't know, like do all the dangerous grunt work here. And I lost my hands, like both of them. I can't scratch my nose, he says.
I got stuff to say about this, but I'm going to save it for later.
All right. Yeah, well, this was quite something. I didn't know they could grow you new hands.
Tiana can.
Tiana can. You think that they should have grown Nog a new leg then in Deep Space Nine, right?
Well, they didn't they tell them they could do that, and he was just like, "I like walking with a cane."
I know that they tried to give a new eye to Martok, and he was.
Yeah.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they can grow new limbs as this. Though that's what they did for Worf. They grew him a new spine.
Yeah, they did. And that's
right?
Well, not a limb technically, but it's a pretty essential appendage.
More intense.
I figure it's just time and effort and energy that would be the requirement, and some people just move on from that.
And we're meant to take Jet at his word here that Ransom really got him to pick up all these heavy rocks and whatever. And how did he get his hands?
Piranha bats. 50 of them.
Piranha bats. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, bad day for Jet. So this kind of really spooks Boimler as he's going on this mission here with Ransom. And so from this point on, he's very suspicious of Ransom. That Ransom's going to use him to sort of, I don't know, do something dangerous and get himself killed.
Feelings about the coat hanger.
The coat hanger. Why not?
The coat hanger.
Yeah, it seems like a Ransom thing to do.
What's with this green kind of like shuttle they have?
Because they're undercover. They're just a couple of vacation goers. No Starfleet officers here. Anyway, so Boimler.
Oh my God, Boimler has one of my favorite lines about Starfleet ever in this episode later.
Okay, well, you have to tell us we get it. But we see he's very nervous as he heads off into this mission.
And they're paying off the growings of the mustache.
Oh yeah, and like the scruff. Yeah, we're gonna get some version of a beard, I guess, progressively here.
Looks like a Rugrats character in that screenshot.
Yes.
Yeah, he does. Stewie from Rugrats. Forgot about that. But yeah, it's the same kind of mouth there. Down on the resort, the cruise ship, we see here that the away team with Mariner and the rest are beamed down, and they're kind of asking like, "Are you sure you broke up with Jennifer? What the hell happened?" Well, yeah, I thought we did. Then Jennifer constantly coming back in here and say, "Hey, babe."
Like, I walked by her. I didn't acknowledge her.
That was it.
Done.
Yeah. And then Talin's like, "Well, I don't think that this is what you think it is." Get more of Tendi and Rutherford scanning here. More of Jennifer just making Mariner cringe, which we'll find out is the intent here. But I'm skipping ahead. And really thrown off here with Mariner and this whole thing here. She's not loving it, but did you break up? Tendi says, "Well, maybe you should really be more upfront with her." She's like, "Fine, I'll go and tell her and break her heart. Here I go, and I'm gonna finally tell her once and for all." And just as she's about to tell her, she's like, "Hey, look, I made this little trap here for like the nanite stuff." And then just as she's about to tell her, Jennifer, of course, sensing this, tells her, "Guess what? I'm going to get transferred to the Manitoba," which is nicknamed the Toba. And I was like,
all the ships in this show are either California or Canada named.
Yeah, like we saw there was the USS Toronto, there was the USS Vancouver, now the USS Manitoba. What would the US if there was a USS Nova Scotia, Davan? What would its nickname be?
Oh, geez, the Lobster probably.
The Lobster.
I want to see Captain Mike at a USS
Or the Blue Nose. Paint the front of her blue.
Yeah,
Blue Nose it.
It could be good. But yeah, so she's like, "Guess what? I didn't have to break up with her because she's transferred off the ship anyway. Who cares?" Right? So that's kind of like where Mariner leaves it. So she doesn't quite give the news. And then we transition back over to the Boimler story where as undercover, they are at the Ryza bar, a Ryza-themed bar on a cruise ship.
How about USS Mater's Cove?
Yeah, exactly. Where's that? What would the nickname be there? I don't know. Barely made her. So Boimler getting ready. He's like putting the sunscreen on, and Ransom goes, "Don't worry, the sun is artificial and knows when you've tanned enough." That was an amusing concept. Boimler just trying.
I have a big problem with this.
Okay.
I don't like the idea of people going into bars without shoes or some kind of footwear of some sort. If you're walking, there is no sand immediately connected to this. There is a dock.
True.
Right? And then that leads to the beach, but no beach adjacent. If it's beach adjacent, then shoes are
But there's water on all the sides of that dock there. That's like, bit of a swim bar. When you say
then if it was a swim bar, then why do they have the barriers there with the rope?
Well, they don't on the other side.
I need some more proof, Dave.
Okay, we'll see if I get more shots here. But yeah,
normally I'm with you, but I don't know. I'm feeling an outside vibe.
But before we get to that, can we also talk to the fact that we got to see on camera Gallimites with transparent skulls? Of course, Captain Baudet, the ex-lover of Jedzia Dax.
It's amazing.
And
this is not what I thought they'd look like.
No, me either. Like, they are monsters.
Yeah, they are.
She would say the exact same thing. Bong.
They are handsome species.
Handsome race.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to see if I had, his skull is transparent. Like, I want to see a live action version of this now. Like, this is terrifying. But anyway, all these years I've been like, can you just imagine him, like somebody at the bar drinking like that and just looking like
leaving bottles
missing
on the ground?
Yeah.
Very
but Baudet doesn't sound like that. He sounds like a refined conversationalist.
Yeah, it sounds like, I like him fine, whatever. Maybe these are two drunk Gallimites, and we'll just
maybe.
How they're going here. But so they want Ransom wants Boimler to go over and talk to the Gallimites, but they look too scary for Boimler, so he decides to go over and talk to these other aliens who I know we met in Enterprise.
Okay, I have a problem with this. They're saying it wrong.
The name of the species?
Yeah. These are the Cretaceans.
Okay.
And they call them the Cretaceans.
That's not right.
Not right at all. So I don't know if they're doing that on purpose, or if it's like it's supposed to be some sort of a bad joke, or if they just went through the editing wrong.
But these Cretaceans,
Cretaceans
are, as we famously in the Enterprise episode, do not like to watch people eat and drink. It's like watching people have sex to them. That would be to us. They find it very intimate, and so Boimler just keeps making it worse by like drinking in front of them, and then this guy ready to fight him, and strangle him until like Ransom has to get involved and kind of diffuse the situation. They're just like, "You're a sick pervert,"
So you had to see that.
These Cretaceans, like everywhere they go, like they, there's a bar right over there.
I was gonna say, why are that a bar?
Yeah,
that's a brothel to them.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just hanging out outside this brothel. Like, what are they thinking?
Right,
they
and
should
they
be on
say,
the beach.
"Come on, Boimler, don't you know about Cretaceans?" He's like, "Yeah, I do, but I forgot. I'm just not myself here." Phillips with that drink is funny.
Cretaceans, as he says. It bothered me. I'm like, this is a good episode. Why are they doing that?
Well, do you believe he's saying Hawaii properly?
Hawaii. Yeah, however he says it.
Omaha.
Where's my ransom?
Which island?
Are you also from Hawaii?
I'm just saying, before we change scenes, I have not seen any barrierless entry to this particular bar, and I still stand by my thought process that as it has a barrier, there should be shoes.
Okay, well, Jaemeel, you do. Your family hails from the islands, and so I feel like you have some credibility here with this proper etiquette at the island bar, even if it's an artificial island. So anyway, they have to climb the mountain next. Apparently, the next lead is to go skiing or something. So we'll come back to that, as Boimler is not too eager for this next part of the mission. Back with the away team, so they've set a trap here for the nanites with a piece of crystal, I think, or something that they're going to get here with the phaser shortly. And and Mariner's just happy that the mission might be over soon, and then she can Jennifer can leave, go to the new ship, and they can get past all this awkwardness. We also find out here that Krog, also known as Krog on the Rocks, is Talin's favorite musician, playing the famous vibe tubes, Davan. We just saw this in We'll Always Have Paris, which we just reviewed on
Just the other day.
just recently on the Star Trek: The Next Generation review. What we thought it was some kind of an accordion. It's not. It's I don't know, like a synth machine of some kind.
Space theremin.
Space theremin. Yeah. Okay. And Talin, this is Talin's favorite musician. She'll tell us here. Where is it?
Krog is my favorite musician. He is a master of the vibe tubes.
The vibe tubes.
I was very excited when I saw that today.
Yeah, I was like, the vibe tubes. Anyway, and then Rutherford points out that their plan to do something with the nanites here is stupid, and they don't know what it will do. But no one listens to him.
Because why listen to the engineer?
Why listen to the one engineer who's present? So they phaser this thing, and then the crystal. The nanites eat the crystal basically, and then they're under the trap. And we see that they just kind of grow and tear through the box very shortly after and start going on a rampage. And so Mariner and the bunch get into this hover golf cart and start chasing it down.
2 chases back-to-back episodes.
Yeah, but I don't know. There was something funny about this vehicle throughout the whole chase, and the fact that you have to hold on to it like this, like the way Rutherford's holding on to it.
I want one.
Yeah, why not? It looks fun. Then we go back over to to Boimler and Ransom and Billups, who are on the ski part here. There's a Denobulan woman here that they want to they think has something to do with this admiral that they're trying to find, that she might know something, and they send off Boimler to go track it down. And he's and Boimler keeps making reference to what Jet told him, like the canary in the coal mine, that they're using you as the guinea pig, right? And he says, "Well, I'll see you at the bottom."
See you at the bottom, bros. This canary is about to fly. Oh boy. Easy does it.
Canary? It's hard to think of an animal that's good at skiing.
It's hard to think of an animal that's good at skiing. My favorite joke of the episode by far.
I love the Vancouver Canucks wear.
Is that what he's got there?
That's what it reminded me of.
I guess, the old V.
Yeah,
the
old V
one.
ones.
Yeah. There's obviously a bunch of Canadians who work on this show because they constantly like to reference. I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what it is. So Boimler chases down the Denobulan on the skiing here, but as the Denobulan goes down the I guess what you call the double black diamond, the expert hill. I like it. There's Coward's Gulch, which is smooth and easy, and then you got Expert's Demise, where everyone dies. So Boimler says, "Well, I got to keep going here." So he chases down as we see the Denobulans kind of, cutting right through, no problem. Boimler having a much harder trip down this mountain until he finally runs into this guy. I don't know if we're supposed to know what species he is or not. He kind of looks like Animal from the Muppets to me, but. So Boimler grabs onto the back of him. He's like, "Stop grabbing my genitals!" And he goes, "Why are your genitals on your back? Where else would they be?" That's a pretty good gag too. And then so this guy throws Boimler, almost tries to murder him basically here as he throws him off the top of a mountain.
So gives him the Jazzy Jeff treatment.
Yeah.
Quite the fall here. Boimler descends to
almost
until
Willem scream. Almost.
He's rescued by the Denobulan woman who says, "I've never seen anybody go off that and not die." So that's impressive.
So if
I think that genitals thing was
ahead.
a callback to Star Trek 6, where the genitals on the
Absolutely.
knees.
Not everybody's genitals are
in
where
the
you
same
think they
place. That was not his knee, as Amon would say. Yeah. Where else would they be? But once Boimler mentions the admiral that they're looking for, the Denobulan freaks out and even gets on the comm and goes away. Which Ransom and Billups are like not too impressed with Boimler's blowing their cover, I guess here. Boimler not thinking straight, as he's very concerned about being the canary in the coal mine, as we're keep being told. Then we see back with the away team with Mariner and them. They're chasing down the
Glumpus.
The Globus, is that what they call it? Right? Yeah.
The Glumpus, isn't it?
The Glumpus, yeah.
Because it glumps.
It glumps.
Yeah.
So they're kind of going through here. They chase it down into like this theater or auditorium, where finally we got like a conversation here between Mariner and Jennifer. I think is this where they come clean to each other, or does that come a little later?
I guess later.
I guess it's coming later. Like, do you know you're still in a relationship? Mariner mostly upset with this whole situation, and we'll come back to that. Then Boimler, Ransom, and Billups going on these inner tubes down the lazy river as they're chasing. This is the way they're headed to find the Admiral. They're stuck in here. Like, well, at this leisurely pace, we'll be there in 15 minutes. What an urgent mission they're on, huh? So they're like, okay, come on, Boimler, you go down there first. And like you see even Ransom kicks his tube, and so he'll go into the hole here, the cave first. Boimler's starting to get a little upset with all this whole situation. Ransom a little defensive. And then this is where Billups like, shh, you gotta be quiet. We're trying to chase down some rebels here. Just that we see off in the bushes here that they get their inner tubes punctured with these blow darts, which then sink them into the water, and then they are sort of, I guess, taken hostage here subsequently. As we go back to the theater in Mariner, they are working out their musician thing. This is where they find the slide, the vibe tubes. I'm sorry. I should. This is actually Kronk's instrument, and T'Lyn is. She's like, when we say this is her favorite musician, she means it. For a Vulcan, she is very excited here, Justin.
Oh, absolutely riveted.
Calm down. Contain yourself.
I am not rational. I am so excited. Okay, then finally
you are losing all control.
This is when we finally get the Jennifer and Mariner conversation where she's like, "Yeah, I know we're broken up. I'm just messing with you, effing with you throughout this whole thing, the fact that you wouldn't come and have a conversation with me, and you ended it all on your terms, and da da da." But then the Globus comes right up on them, and they're forced to sort of table this conversation as they're about to be like swallowed by the whole thing. The Globus has grown so much that it's Glumpus, whatever. You know what I mean. It's like, it looks like one of those
correcting Dave.
Yeah. Looks like a Dungeons and Dragons dice almost rolling through, and we see here that T'Lyn, Rutherford, and Tandy all get like swallowed up by it and carried away as Mariner and Jennifer are kind of left to figure out what to do next. Then we go to AWOL Falls, where I guess this is the Admiral's thing. I guess this whole thing is like a callback to Heart of Darkness. They're kind of going for like Kurtz here, right? The Admiral. Aladdinum Elite guest experience at AWOL Falls.
Please take notes, whoever's making theme parks for Star Trek. I want my AWOL Falls, please.
AWOL Falls and the Temple of Dread.
Yes.
Of course, our Boimler and Ransom and them are all being like chained up here by the followers of this Admiral. They're even offering Boimler drinks. They're very hospitable captors, I suppose. They take Boimler off here to go meet the Admiral
with their lethal pool sticks.
Yeah, they got pool cues. I didn't even notice that's what they were.
Love it.
And so they take Boimler to meet the Admiral. I was expecting, like, from across the swimming pool here, you don't really see the Admiral's face right away, and I was expecting kind of a reveal of the Admiral to be maybe somebody we know. I'm pretty sure this Admiral is not somebody we know, but yeah, he's got like the suntan lotion, and he's rubbing it on his head, like, again, like doing the Marlon Brando in Heart of Darkness, or Apocalypse Now rather is the movie adaptation. The horror. He's like, guess what? I've seen you, Boimler. They've sent you off to. You got thrown off the mountain by that genital man. You've been exploited all day by your senior officers. You should join me. And we find out that this admiral, despite being an admiral, has been relegated to mostly non-meaningful work. He's been milking space whales.
The alternative is to be a villain, because that's usually what happens with Starfleet admirals. They become villains of some sort.
Yeah. Right, and so he tries to make this pitch to Boimler that they're kindred spirits, that they're one, together, and that he should join him in his frustration with Starfleet. I also love the sunburn glasses line here that's been incorporated into this guy. This is as he's describing his dissatisfaction with the milking of the space whales. And then he just kind of transitions back into normal. So, when they come back out, basically the admiral's trying to tell Ransom that Boimler is going to join us. He's going to become one of us now. And then we kind of cut back to the other plot line here with Mariner and them as they're chasing what is it called? Glumpus. We can even see inside the Glumpus as we see Tendi and all of them are quite well. They're just kind of inside this trashy. And then we kind of keep coming outside of it as we see as it's rolling through the city, as they're chasing the golf cart. We see that it even goes by here, Kronk and a couple of people that are just on the side of the street. And then it comes back and gets them. It's oh yeah, we missed you. And then it swallows them up.
The Grey Goo version of Katamari Damacy.
Yeah. See, this is where I was a little bit disappointed with they should have. I would have really liked a little interlude song, even if it was for 30 seconds, using a parody version of a Katamari song or something.
Even
I would have loved
one of the Katamari designed characters getting sucked into the Glumpus.
like Jennifer's driving and she's humming a song da 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 da. That
would have been interesting.
I would have loved it.
So yeah, we see Mariner tries to shoot this net thing through, but it just goes through and then it lands on Kronk. And he's kind of captured by it, so that's not working. And then they see that they're at the end of this road as they're about to crash, and they have to jump off of the golf cart and onto a palm tree. This is where Jennifer admits she was effing with her, right? I know. That they're what's with all the babe stuff? I'm effing with you. Anyway, they decide that they are a good team, and they kind of let bygones be bygones, and they kind of make up here. Then Rutherford calls on the comm badge, and for the first time he's called Ruthy, I think, by Mariner. Okay, Ruthy. As they're trying to chase them down. Okay,
I don't like it.
You don't like the nickname?
No,
I'm not a fan.
So Mariner and Jennifer are now going to work together to solve this, be a team one last time. And you see Boimler now getting the royal treatment over with the Admiral side. As this is where Ransom's like, no, I really think highly of you. I think you're a great guy and a great officer. And
we like wiry dudes.
We like wiry dudes. Yeah.
On the frail scale.
Yeah.
We're on the frail
best
scale.
on the frail scale.
Yeah.
I like that Borbler also has the suntan lotion right by the drink too. It's always with
safety first. Safety first.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's you're a good problem solver and you can crawl through ducts.
Yeah. Most of the way dishes are crawling through ducts.
Yeah. He's wiry, he can do it.
So then Boimler gets out the suntan lotion, and the Admiral thinks he's turned him, but he's like, no, I'm slippery now, and he sprays the Admiral with the suntan lotion, and he starts jumping around spraying people with
slipping because he's all slippery.
He's all slippery.
The greased up deaf guy.
Yeah, they couldn't get it. He's like a greased manatee. gets ransom out of the bindings by using the suntan lotion too. And now they're ready. Now they're ready to take on these guys. We'll come right back to that as back in the city, and they're chasing down the Glumpus or whatever. They phaser again the crystal to lure it there, and then it's coming to get it. But then so this is where Mariner and Jennifer jump inside of it with something in a little sack. We don't know what's in the sack right away as they transition through inside here, and they say, "Don't worry, we came with a plan." And they got T'Lyn the vibe tubes. Oh.
She almost smiled.
She almost, yeah. Like when you raise the eyebrow, that's a Vulcan smile right there.
It's like a beaming Vulcan smile.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Like T'Lyn's like, I can do this. And then she grabs it and starts playing there. You got this great moment here where, like, I guess it disrupts the nanites. And they're able to, along with Rutherford's being able to detect it with his implant. Ruthy. Now you like it.
No.
Liar.
But yeah, so T'Lyn gets to save the day with the power of music as they all get expelled from inside here. And then back with the Mariner, the Boimler storyline that's kind of wrapping up here where the Admiral orders his guys to attack with their pool cues or whatever.
And they have darts.
They have darts on the end.
And they're just like, well, never mind. I got somewhere to be anyway. They're kind of lost interest in this whole movement. So
It's not really our vibe.
It's not really our vibe, and that's not really what I really got to be getting back. So they all take off. So this just leaves Ransom and the team to arrest the Admiral now, basically. I guess he wasn't court-martialed for this whole thing. And yeah, that's the end of that storyline. Boimler, the hero of the day.
So greasy. They shine on his back.
Back here, there's wrapping up this storyline with the nanites defeated. We get this moment here with Kronk and T'Lyn where she's like, he says, I'm a big fan of logic, and he's a practitioner of logic, which makes T'Lyn appreciate Kronk even more. They're the kindred spirits here. I am a huge fan of your work. Anyway, give them the Vulcan salute to each other on their way out. Yep. Trying to there was kind of some final moments here with Jennifer and Mariner as they kind of say, it's
wrap up
so
the
great.
relationship.
Yeah, I hate all my exes normally. This is the one where she doesn't. And what's going on with Rutherford here? Is he? Oh, he says I'm detecting something inside of these nanites. Look inside here, and they find an Intrepid class ship, Davan, at the USS
I was
Endeavour.
excited.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell's this? A captain inside. Wearing a TNG era kind of uniform, before they switched over the comm badge, season 3 of Deep Space Nine, things like that. So she might have been, because she's like, we've had the worst month ever, and they go, a month? Yeah,
A month of hell.
No, the month of hell. Yeah.
right. We go back inside of the Cerritos here as they have found this ship, and it's not from their universe; it's from another dimension, similar to the ship we had met.
A small one,
but a small universe, like a pocket universe where everything is tiny. Apparently.
So this ultimately resolves a story about a little ship that took a little trip.
Right.
Perfect end to that poem.
Yeah, this is the story.
Sorry, Dave, I should prompt
This
you.
is the story of a little ship that took a little trip.
That's where you go.
Beautiful.
And then we find out that the one who's going to help them get back to their dimension is this Admiral, still with
What is it, like Milios or something they call him, or something like that?
I think, yeah, they do name him. Admiral. I don't know. I don't know if
They definitely say it.
Milius.
Milius.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, he's ready to go here. He's like, she's like, we have one of you in my universe, but all you do is milk space whales. Well, not here.
That's not the case here.
I have more to do now. Save you. So that's kind of like, a little wink here from Boimler to the Admiral on the way out. And that is, we get one final transition back to the bar on the Cerritos, where Tendi gifts a autographed photo of Kronk with his vibe tubes. There was also the part where Mariner had assaulted Kronk, where she's like, he's a crooner. No one likes him. Right?
He's a bar crooner.
A bar crooner with an island vibe, we're told. But no, T'Lyn likes it. She's like, I got it autographed. She's like, well, it has no logical effect on this, but T'Lyn still wants it. I will keep it anyway.
Starfleet officers love an artist in residence.
Exactly. There's the little Jennifer's leaving here. There's kind of a goodbye here with her and Mariner. I guess Mariner's fully single now, guys. So we'll see if that plays out for the rest of the season. And there's a little cheers here between them.
Look at that though. She's been officially single for like 6 seconds, and Ransom comes sidling up.
Coincidence? Maybe not.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Ransom and Mariner would be a couple in any universe or dimension.
They've been hinting at it for seasons now.
Well, maybe it will happen. I don't know.
Wouldn't in the other dimension, that would have been more likely?
With the other Ransom?
Yeah,
with that evil Mariner.
Yeah,
she wasn't necessarily evil.
She wasn't nice.
Yeah,
she wasn't nice, but she wasn't evil.
Yeah.
I'll tell you though, that friggin' Ransom was hot stuff.
Yeah. You shut up, you sexy wad there. Where is that when I need it?
Hey, I'm supposed to press the button, you sexy bastard. This is my universe, you steamy hunk.
Ransoms, please.
But then we find out that Jet hears that he needs somebody to go on the mission with him. I think Ransom even calls out for Jet, who now has new hands. And,
they look good,
and he's hiding, here. And it's so
okay. Now I'll say my thing about the whole Jet thing.
Yeah.
So the way Jet described Ransom, like he just uses like ensigns and like lieutenants as fodder and all that stuff. That's just true about Jet. That's just how he treats Jet. Like he even goes looking for Jet later. He's like, where's Jet? Like, where's Manhaver or whatever his name is? Where's Manhaver?
Yeah, that is Manhaver or Manhaver?
Manhaver, I don't know, something like that. But it's just like, where is he? We need another pawn.
In terms of trivia, in terms of any kind of like little details, not much here. This title derives from the name of a 2011 British comedy drama film, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie?
No.
Dave? Because it definitely sounds like you've never seen it.
Yeah, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Yes,
it's good.
Though the star dates mentioned this episode and in Shades of Green suggest that this season took place in 2382 due to them being in proximity of the USS Protostar's maiden voyage, this episode officially puts it here. As Jennifer says, the events of trusted sources and the Stars of Night were a year ago. So we are in 2382 then, aren't we?
We are.
Looks like it.
So that means that's the same year as Prodigy, or like most of the events of Prodigy now. Like
we're caught up.
They're all happening at the same time here. And this episode marks the first appearance of the Galamites, a race first mentioned in the Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode, The Maquis, Part 1.
Baudet.
So, Captain Baudet. And with that, guys, we'll throw up our scores, but do we like this episode? Jaemeel?
Thank you for asking me first. I do. And I don't know if I have really picked up on it from previous seasons, but I just find like the animation quality in general is a lot more expressive, and it's really, really beautiful. I find it's found exactly what this show is, this tone, and I think they're able to express a lot of emotion through the characters, as before it was a little bit too, it would be, specific face, then wacky face, and then go back. There's a wider range of emotion, but that's just the animation style. The episode as itself wasn't necessarily groundbreaking or anything like that. I thought it was a good character episode. Fine, so.
Yeah. Justin?
I liked it. I thought it was a good, light-hearted episode. Probably didn't have too much to do with the overall arc for the season. I have some ideas about where that might be going. But I loved all the little tiny throwbacks to things. The Endeavor. I loved how the nanite was a pile of gray goo. That reminded me of Stargate SG-1 and the whole replicator plot line that went on in that show. And I don't know. I loved all the little episodes. I loved the vibe tubes. I loved it. It was good. I enjoyed it. I would watch it again. In fact, I watched it 3 times today. So
wow. Okay. Well, that's an endorsement.
I watched it twice.
I only had the pleasure of watching it once. Although when I'm pulling sounds and screenshots, I feel like I kind of watch it twice in a certain way. And Davan,
Justin, I feel like the ship you're on there is hitting turbulence.
Yes, we are currently.
He's on
my inertial dampeners are offline.
Yeah.
That looked awesome.
So you said you watched it twice, Davan. So I'm imagining you're feeling pretty good about this one too.
No, he hated it.
I found that this one was pretty funny. I like the lower decks episodes that tend to not have a lot to do with the larger plot. Like some of the larger plot, Tendi Orion stuff wasn't my favorite, and in this one, even the tying up the long-standing Jennifer Mariner plot, that was probably my least favorite part of the episode. But it was hilarious. All the Ransom and Boimler stuff was very funny. Yeah, I like this one a lot. Probably my favorite of the season so far.
Okay, well, let's see if we can put that to the test as we throw into our ratings here, everybody. Okay, if you won't mind, I'll throw down a score first. I liked it. I'd say it was an 8 for me.
Ooh. Okay. I think it was a 7.5.
Okay. Justin.
I'm going to go on the other side of that and say an 8.5. I liked the little callbacks in this one.
Okay. And Davan.
Well, I tend to judge Lower Decks pretty high. I would like to change my last week's one to a 9.
It's in stone.
You want to take that
stone?
You want to take the 10
Take
down?
that one down to a 9. Yep.
Okay.
Because this one is a 10.
No, I'm going to give this one a 9 as well.
Oh, boo.
All right.
Well, room for improvement.
We're averaging.
I don't think we've hit the best ones of the season yet.
Yeah, maybe not. We're averaging 8.3 between the 4 of us, so obviously we all liked it. I just want to see if I can get an IMDb score here. I'm probably like 6 votes so far, if I had to guess. IMDb. Sorry, guys.
7.7 looks like.
Do you have 7.7? Okay,
really?
thank you.
Okay.
7.7 on IMDb right now. 45 people have voted on that.
45.
I'm worried where I'm matching up with IMDb, which is not known for being.
While we have it up, Justin and Jaemeel, if you'd like to score the first 2 episodes, feel free to do so, or you can choose not to as well.
Dos Cerritos gets a dos from me.
A 2?
No. I said that with so much confidence too. I'll give it a 10.
A 10? Wow.
Yeah, I actually really like that premiere episode.
Okay, and did you feel? How'd you feel about Shades of Green then?
That one was a little bit stepped down, but I thought it was also pretty good too. I'm going to give it a 9.5.
Okay, pretty good. All right, Justin.
You and I have had a totally different opinion of these first 3 episodes. I thought
not totally different. You're within a point and a half of each other, but
I just meant he thinks they got steadily worse, and I think they got steadily better.
I don't necessarily think that it got steadily worse. I just think that they do different things, and I think the premiere episode did a great job of kind of bring us back into the story of the characters and where they are. And I thought it was an enjoyable tale. It looked great. And I thought it was really fun. And that's all that I really want from Lower Decks, really. And
Vulcan Rumble's here.
Yeah.
Only one geeking up. Well, it is Halloween, but So.
All right, so I'm not saying these are bad episodes. 7.5 isn't a bad mark.
No.
All right, it's still really good.
Justin?
I'm going to go with 9 for Dos Cerritos and a 7.5 for Shades of Green.
Ooh, okay.
I do love me some Tendi, but just not as strong as the first or the third entry this season.
Gotcha. And for me, I think, you can see from my score, I think that Shades of Green was my favorite so far, actually. But we all have different flavors here. Just looking ahead to episode 4, we just know the name of it. It's called A Farewell to Farms.
The Boimler's leaving the farms forever.
Maybe it must be like reference to his grape growing family.
Because he is a vineyard, though, not a farm.
But they don't make wine, right, at the vineyard? They just make, isn't that
like
right?
Preserves or something.
They make just raisins or something. I think that's partly what they do. It's nothing glorious. I know that much. And he's all these women who want to marry him, and he doesn't care. But that's the whole thing. So maybe it will be a Boimler themed episode. I hope so. So next week, that will be November the 7th. We'll be talking about that. We'll get out of here tonight. We have an ongoing series of Star Trek: The Next Generation. We're pretty much wrapped up season 1. We just covered Conspiracy the other day, the penultimate episode. We're going to try to find some time for the Neutral Zone sometime soon, just to get that one out of the way. And on Monday, we'll be talking about our next installment of The Orville, which is a 2-parter called Identity from season 2. So look out for that on Monday night.
Is Davan going to be on that episode?
Snorville.
I just gave the Orville episode we watched last week a 10. It was excellent. So
it must be as good as first season TNG.
Sometimes.
Davan,
anyway.
These are the episodes where they don't do comedy, so it's actually pretty good.
Oh, good, because it's not funny.
It isn't. I agree.
No.
You haters.
Like plasma through the warp core.
Dave, I'm not hating on it.
You just said it wasn't funny.
The show isn't funny.
It is funny.
I disagree.
I laugh all the time.
I would groan, but what it does when it's not trying to be funny, I think it does really well.
You would have to intentionally not want to laugh to not find any of it funny.
Dave,
you don't have to intentionally not want to laugh to not find Seth MacFarlane funny. Trust me.
Prejudice. So we'll get out of here.
And every Sunday is Science Division Sunday here on Live Long and Podcast.
Sunday.
This Sunday we're having a Treckle Trunk. We're going to talk about, what is it called? Another piece of the action storyline from the Star Trek Defiant comic book series.
Oh, are you going to also do some commentary about Quentin Tarantino's attempts to to remake another piece of the action?
No
comments about it. Oh, Davan, you're gonna take prevent us from getting your commentary about Quentin Tarantino in detail.
I'm from the planet what? Do they speak English in what?
I don't think we need that many feet shots in a Star Trek movie.
Yes. See,
Jaemeel, like, are they wearing sandals or not?
Yeah, seriously.
You can't wear open-toed shoes in sickbay.
Jaemeel watches Enterprise. It's like they better be wearing sandals in that decon chamber. I don't know.
Shouldn't they?
Space Crocs.
That's probably a little too late if you're already in the decon chamber. I mean, you already got the foot fungus.
The idea of walking around without shoes, right? Like if you're home, it's fine. Like if you're in your quarters, it's fine.
Only then.
Jaemeel wears socks and slippers in his own house.
No, I do not wear
double
socks
layered
and slippers at all. I'll wear socks. I'll wear shoes. right? But no socks and slippers. I'm not some, 80-year-old tourist, walking around here. My feet aren't cold, but they also need to be breezy or whatever that is. People have to wear socks and sandals. It's ridiculous. I don't like it. Anyways.
Yeah. Well,
and then the following Sunday, Debate 9. You'll be there, Dave. Enterprise theme. Debate 9, Team Maidlard.
Teaming up with Kevin for that one, yeah, because of course those of us coming off of the Enterprise podcast, most notably, myself, Kevin, Adam, and Jody, and Davan, you were in quite a few of those too, but we were like the four that carried that podcast through all 4 seasons, so we know our Enterprise. Don't worry.
Jody and Adam's a team, and me and Puxley.
All right,
it'll be a rousing debate about Enterprise, Jonathan Archer, and water polo.
Well, it's been a long road getting from there to here.
Yep. Well, we'll just have to sign off for the night, guys. Happy Halloween to everybody. We've been a couple chatty chattersons.
Ah, that's us. Just a couple of chatty chattersons.
The problem with Enterprise is all the decon gel was at Diddy's house the whole time, right?
Diddy decon gel.
Well, with that note, we'll leave you with some fun vibe tubes to close out the show. Thanks to Justin, Jaemeel, and Davan. Regrets from Jessica Chan. Bedtime didn't work out, and we'll see you next time for a farewell to Farbs. Okay, take care, everybody.
Hit it, Talon!
It's working! Keep vibing!
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. Tune in to X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show. Artistic interviews with graphic histories. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And movie reviews with Hold Up, a movie podcast. And while you're at it, spin a few records with Eamon on Track. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.